Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and today we have a new tutorial. I know it has been pretty much about a month or so that I haven't really made a tutorial, but here we go, and we have a tutorial today. It's still going to be about accessory. Probably it's going to be the last video that we're going to be making about accessory, but you can always message me if you want to see more videos about accessories. As we talking about Valentine Day, it just really come in the next month. So we're gonna have today a tutorial about how we can make glasses in the shape of heart. So here in my scene, I have the original file from IMVU, which is the waiting pose or female. And as we always do, we can come here in each viewport and change it from here to the top. And this is gonna be the left, and this is gonna be the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually shape the glasses within the viewport. So let's go ahead, left click in the middle with the mouse wheel in that viewport. And let's go ahead for maximize viewport. And you're going to press G in your keyboard to turn off the grid. And we can start having the plane from the create tab. And then we're going to go for geometry and choose plane. So let's go ahead and draw plane. Make sure also from instead of realistic, I'm going to also make sure edge faces is turned on and have a little closer look here. And sorry if my mouse actually kind of freaking out a little bit today. So what we need to do is we're going to just shape one side of the glasses and we're going to copy that to the other side. So what we need basically here, let me see, we're going to decrease that one to probably 2. Maybe we can make it 3 because maybe 2 lines, and then we can take this to something like 1 just for now. You can go ahead, right click and edit with poly, and go for left click in vertices and start selecting. Left click and select over all the vertices in that line here, and then go for the select a uniform and start to shape this as a heart. Left click again over this and do a little more. It's all this here, and that's gonna be the shape, the bottom of the heart, so it's gonna be very, very tiny. So let's go ahead and choose left click here and hold on control, left click there, and you go ahead and hit ring. And while we're here, you can go ahead and select connect with that setting here, and let's go ahead and move this to the side by left click and drag. And we can just do like 1 for now. You go ahead, left click again, and left click and drag with the control over this one side and this one too. And go ahead for the select and move. Pull that up. Let's go ahead and select these two guys and also select the uniform. And we can start reshape the heart as we want it. And these you can go ahead and actually weld them all together because you can see the number here. It says 5 vertices selected. You can go ahead and choose weld. Again, from the setting, go ahead, drag this slider until you get something, until it says 1, which as you can tell here before is 20, now it's 16 vertices in total. So let's go ahead and zoom out. And we can go ahead and reshape this again by going here. Just left click and drag by holding control. And what you can do here is go for what says cut and select that one side vertices and left click and drag over the other side. So you can have a straight line between them. And to make sure you did that with no broken vertices, you left click here, it will tell you it's supposed to be 1. If it gives you a number like that, it means that the number of the vertices, this is number 10. So see that, left click here once, and left click with control here, it will tell you it's 3 vertices, meaning that we're already missing 1, probably in this side. Yeah, so see, you can tell you like 2 vertices selected. You go ahead and choose weld again. And it'll tell you before it was 20 and now it's 19. Let's go ahead and hit that check. And now if you select this one and that should give you two vertices selected. And we can just go ahead and get these a little closer. And we can also do another line here, so we can give that curve looking. So you can go select edges, left click and control all the way around. Okay, and now we're gonna go ahead and connect again from the setting. For this one, I might actually have to take it down a little bit. Okay, it's not working. So let's go ahead and try that from here, and left click was control here. And while we have in the select and uniform, select scale, go ahead and move this from that axis. So we have a clean shape of a heart here, and we can just do this from now. Go pull that from the avatar. So go from the left view and pull that closer to the face. So that's still too big. We can actually scale that down again. Let's see. We can go ahead and uniform scale again and just scale it down. And keep in mind it's always going to be different because the IMVU default head is way bigger than most people wear. So you're going to have to keep it exactly on the eye, or as big as the eye is. So once you get that, hold on shift. So it will give you that clone option box. All you have to keep in mind for now is just to keep that in instance and the number of copies set to be 1. You don't have to worry about the renaming just for now, so you go ahead and hit OK. Now, any adjustment we're going to do to this side, it will copy to that side automatically. That's going to save us a lot of time when we do modeling. But also keep in mind that when you look here, this side here matches that one. So if we want to adjust anything here, it will actually copy it over in this side. So what we do to go ahead and select that copied side and then go from mirror and make sure it's set to be the X and hit OK. Now this side will match that one and this one here will match the other one. So for example, if I wanted to select this side here, this polygon, and hold on shift and drag, notice what happened. It gave me the same kind of direction, which you're gonna have the two meet in one point and one line here. But if we kept it as before, let me just go ahead and try that. Notice what happened. It just take that one side and copy it over on that side. But this is not the case here. So let's go ahead and redo that again. By going selecting the heart and go for the mirror and make sure it's set to X and hit OK. Now we have done the glasses, but we need to do the frame, which is the outer side of the glasses. So to do that, you go ahead and select polygons, left click and drag over one of these sides and make sure it's all covered up, and come here for the inset again for the settings. And let's go ahead and shrink that down a little bit. Just if you see that kind of creases here, make sure do not really exceed the number too much, so you're not gonna have too many problems fixing that. But if it's set flat and the color is solid, it means it's just fine. So I'm happy a little bit with that. Let's go ahead and see something here. Again, make sure this is set to be a group just for now. And if you wanted to do it that small, it's okay. We can fix this. Going to the vertices. And let's go ahead and look a closer look here. And now we can see there's a lot of problems here because this shouldn't be there, or that one. So what you need to do is you go ahead and select vertices first, and then go ahead and target weld, and start to select all these here and what do you call it? Weld all these vertices together. But also we got one here, and then we're gonna have to get this one up here, just to have a clear looking geometry. And you can also take this one from here and make that down here. So now we have the frame of the glasses. Oh, we still have part here that we haven't fixed. So good, again, for target weld, and make sure to get this here and that one as well here. Okay, so let's turn off that. Now we have done the frame of the glasses and the glass itself, which is going to be easy for us to do and define. And also look on the other side. If I go zoom out a little bit, you can tell these two sides kind of identical, and that's what we want. And just to make sure that your job, going so well, make sure to select that one here and make sure this is set to be exact, like one vertices. As you can tell, before and after is still shown as one. And then here, the same thing. Because sometimes you may forget one or two vertices are not selected or can't properly weld. So this is the way to make sure that you did it the right way. Let's go ahead and now, okay, looks pretty good so far. So now what you wanted to do is you go here and choose border, select the outer side of the glasses, and hold on Control and select edges. That confirm or convert the selection if you did from the border to edges. So you're going to hold down Control and left click on edges. Now what you need to do is see that green axis. You're going to hold on it with your left mouse and hold on Shift and drag. It will draw a thickness for the glasses, and that's what we want. So let's go ahead and move a little closer here. Now what we need to do, we need to have some sort of connection between these two. So first you need to do is to come here and hit delete on that side. And again, do the same thing here by going select edges, select one edge, hold on Control, select that one and this one here. And all you have to do is, like we always do from the red axis, hold on Shift and drag. If it's not straight line, as you see now, it's like a little bit, sideways. To fix that, you're gonna go ahead and select vertices. Select all the vertices that you see they're not aligned properly, and you go ahead here and choose some of these axes. If it's not working in one, make sure to hit the Control Z. Okay, that looks pretty good. So it's the X. It'll always be different. It depends on the axis of your geometry. So let's get a closer look at this. And now you probably see them all exactly in the same line, but we still have to weld these two together. So to fix that, we can go ahead now and select attach. And oops, I've selected the wrong one. Right click, let's just try editable poly. Okay, and now attach to this one. And whether all these 3 or 4 vertices are not welded together, there's a few ways to do it. There's one way to make sure you do it properly. So you go zoom in each vertices and go select that one here. It will tell you 2 vertices selected. You can go ahead and choose that. It tell you here, like before it was 92 and now it's 91. So go ahead and hit that plus. Let's go ahead and do that along and here. And also make sure to tweak your view every time so you're not really get to select too many vertices. So we're going to have to hit the plus again, and here is going to be the last one. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So now what we have to do is the arms of the glasses, but before we do, there's a couple things that we have to make sure it's done before we move on. You notice here, if I wanted to move the glasses, the axis or where the point control of the glasses on that one side, but I want it to be exactly in the middle. So to fix that, you're gonna go ahead and I think it was a heritage. While your glasses is selected, make sure it's set effect pivot only, and go ahead and center that to object. Let's go ahead and turn off that. Now, if I wanted to move the glasses anywhere, it'll be from that center line. That's one thing. The other thing is we need, this is like way too flat. Like the glasses, if you can look at it, it's just so flat. So to fix that, also give it that little bend for the glasses. There's a modifier that we're going to be using called bend. Just make sure here it says bend. That might be a little difficult to get, to figure out what to do with it first. But you can always play around with this. Let's go for the direction. Let's see. I think I have to turn on the limits. And let's see. If you see here where it says bend axes, if you get a closer look, you'll see that little box here that says in orange. That's where the two sides will be bent, either outward or inward. So being on X is what I needed. Let's go ahead and change this angle to be a 90% angle. Okay, it's not. Yeah, it just kind of messed up, so you're going to have to, let's go and turn the direction to be 90 and see how it works. Still not. Alright, let's see. Go ahead and change this to 90. Nope. Go this one to 90. And no, it's still not working. What about here? Actually, I'm going to have to get this to 0 again and try. Because it should be 90 on direction. And let's see. Yeah, that actually modifier is way too hard to experiment with, but you still have to try it because it gives really good effects on geometry that you want to have sort of a bend on it. Set to 0 again and try. Let's see. Okay, we're getting something here. What if it's that? As you can see, you don't really have to do that. Will be so much work to get that kind of results. So let's go ahead and try the X. Okay, still not properly working like I want it. Yeah, still not doing. How about if I want to turn the upper limit? Let's go on 91. And let's go ahead and choose the, okay, let's try that and see. So 91, no, we can actually go, let's see, maybe let's go ahead and put 0.1, and we can go ahead and also do the same thing, but it's going to be minus 0.1. Let's go ahead and try. Not well, like we want it. Maybe the Z will work now. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause the video and just to figure out how, the setting for that, and then once I come back, I'll show you how I did it. Alright, what I did was I made this to be 180 degrees, and I changed the angle, and that's what it gives you that kind of bend. And here I turned limit effect on, and I made sure that I have 4mm in each axis, which is the upper and the lower limits. Here's minus, here's the was 4mm, and once you've done that, you can come back here always and change, the how much you want the glasses to be bent. And to give you also an idea, you have to always keep in mind that most of the avatar head has a bigger eyelashes, meaning that you have to keep in mind to keep the glasses kind of away from the actual face. So let's go ahead and pull that up a little more. So that should be good for now. So let's go ahead and right click, collapse to. It will give you that error. All you have to do is do not show that message again and just hit yes. What you have left is just to go ahead and do the arms. And let's go ahead and do that next. You're going to go ahead and select the edge. Left click and hold control here. Turn your view. And go to the other side and hold down control again and click. And let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. And now what you have to do from that green axis, which is the Y, hold on shift while you have these edges selected. Hold on shift. Let me just make sure the other one is selected as well. Okay. Hold on shift and drag. It doesn't matter if it go through the head. Again, the avatar head default one is way too big, so you don't have to worry about that at all. The only thing you might need to do is to go ahead and choose vertices and left click here and move it from the x-axis just to be able to see where the actual arm ends, and do the same thing here and push that up again so you can just see where it actually ends, and then go back into the side view, turn that to left click and choose realistic, and here, well, actually let's go ahead and try wireframe again. And while vertices is selected, left click and drag, they're going to select both sides. Let's go ahead and pull that up again just to kind of has the ears, and we want to do like a little bend here behind the ears. So to do that, go back to edges, left click and drag over these two arms, go for connect again for the settings, make sure to hit that settings here, and here you may not really can see it, but if you look closely there's two red lines here that moves. You can see them. Make sure that's set to be 0 just for now because it's two sides, it's two different axes. Now go ahead and left click and drag. If you get a closer look, if you right click here, left click and right click and then choose height selection, and do the same thing here, same thing here. Notice that you have the glasses only, and then you have that line here. You left click and drag, right click again, and then choose unhide all. And let's go zoom in closer. That's the ear line here. So what we need to do, go for the scale and move, or select and move. Go drag this behind the ears, and we can also pull that up if you want to. And now we are ready to get our glasses to be unwrapped or to do the texture for it. So let's go ahead and do that. While we have the glasses, let's go ahead and rename that just to call that glasses. Alright. And while the glass is selected, you're gonna click here, left click once and hit U on your keyboard. It'll be UV unwrap. Let's go ahead and do that. Open up UV editor, and from here let's go ahead and zoom out. That's the entire look of the glasses, which is gonna be a little weird once you're first doing it. You choose polygons either here or here. Left click and drag over the entire box, and you'll notice here that everything has been highlighted in red, and all you gotta do for now is hit that planar map. It will give you some weird look, but that's fine. Now what we can do is you can come here to the actual view, left click and drag the box just to the side here, and now we can go ahead and start selecting the faces that we wanted to do in the UV map. Again, UV map can be set to anything you like to, according to what you like and how you set the UV map. So for me, I'm gonna have to keep the glasses separated from the glass frame. That way, I can be able to have like like faded kind of glass thing. So I'm gonna have to separate the glass itself away from the other parts of the glass. So let's go ahead, left click, holding control while you're selecting, and then notice here you're gonna get that heart shape. What you do is hit planar again, and let's turn it off. Let's go ahead and use the select and move. Pull that down here. I'm gonna go ahead and select it also, scale it a little bit down because I don't like the way that glasses look. So I like that here. And also I want to have the arms of the glasses kind of separated. So I'm gonna left click and control, left click and control. And I'm gonna also go ahead and do planar. Turn it off for now. This here, I have to kind of separate these two sides apart, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set one side. Let's go ahead and choose that planar. Let's see how far this look. Okay, that looks just fine. Thinking this is the other side. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pull this back by going where. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, let's go ahead and try to squeeze this in a little more. Let's turn off that first. Oh, here it is. And I'm gonna go ahead and move it outside. Make sure when you select a polygon, make sure to move it away from the box so you don't really have to select anything else by mistake. So I'm gonna left click here and choose straight selection. It will give me a straight line here. And be careful with this because sometimes it will freeze 3ds Max and pretty much crash. So always before you do anything in the UV map, make sure to actually save what you do in here. So let's go ahead and do the same thing here. Left click and drag over this and hit planar. It will give me pretty much the same one, but we can turn off that now. Take it outside and choose straight. But notice here, these two kind of flip sides because this is from one side, this is the other side. You can choose whatever one, which one you want it to flip, and then go ahead and hit mirror. And then let's go ahead and put this on top of the other one. That we save space in our UV map, and at the same time saving us texturing the other side. Let's go ahead and pull that little down. There we go. Now it's just one side here, and then we have the hearts of the glasses, and then that's the frame here. So what I like to do is just want to keep the frame just as it is for now, but to kind of reshape it as I want, I have to get a closer look at the glasses, and I wanted to expand this a little more. And same thing here, and pull that down, just to kind of not really override the actual glass. And a little more here. Again, may not be perfect always, but you can fix that anytime. I want to probably have to do something else here. If you if you by mistake deselected everything, hit Control Z to undo what you just did. And let's zoom out a little bit. And I'm gonna move it away for a second, just to kind of have the glasses kind of match up exactly. And we're almost there. I can do one thing here by going to select one side and place it in the middle and kind of scale it in a little bit so it not really override the actual part of the glasses. Or you know what, we're going to separate this so we don't have to actually have these two on top of each other. So let's go ahead now and place our polygons. Oops. Alright, let's go ahead and select this. For some reason it locks. Oh, because of this. If it happens and you leave these modes still on, you will not be able to change any polygons unless you turn them off. So let's go ahead on this side here, move it in. Remember, this is going to be the both arm of the glasses. Let's go ahead and scale them in. Just give them a little bit of a scale here. Place them in. And let's go ahead and deframe. Pull that up again. And again, make sure you're not really exceeding this box here, because anything beyond that is not going to be rendered. And that should do. Last is these two hearts. You can keep the same distance if you want. You can squeeze them in also if you like to. And if you look closely here, I have them right by the edge, but that's fine. You can do one thing for now, which is right click, which is here, and then render UV template. It will ask you for the width and height. Just go ahead and put 512 and 512, and let's go ahead and hit render. It will give you that shape. Let's go ahead and save it. That's my folder, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this as a JPEG and call this IMVU glasses UV map. Okay. In case you ever need this again or this project to change it or anything, you can always use the UV map. As long as you haven't changed any polygons in the glasses, you can come here and save your UV map. And while you're here, let's call this IMVU heart glasses UV map. Just to kind of tell you what you're saving, it's going to save that. It will be always like that. In case you kind of change anything in the glasses and you want to redo the UV map, all you have to do is you go here and then load the UV map and choose the UV map that you just saved, and it will just give you the same layout. Now we right click here and collapse. All we have left is to do coloring. We can do coloring in Photoshop like we did last time, but again, we can do this also within 3ds Max, which is what I'm about to show you now. Go ahead for the material editor, pull this to the side here. Again, always avoid the first material, just go ahead and use the second one. We can do for now like 3 materials for the glasses. We can do the arms and the frame, kind of different colors, as well as the glasses. So for the glasses, I'm going to choose black color just for now. And when it comes to the opacity, I'm going to take this something to be 50 or 40. For now, I can make this shiny if I want to. And then again, you can see here, if you double click here, it will give you how the material behavior, the more you change, how glossiness this is, and how specularity you're going to have on the material. So to do that, all you have to do, left click here, choose polygons. Now start to mark where this material is going to go. So left click and hold control every time. Keep holding control and selecting. And let's go ahead and do this here. I want my glasses to be kind of shiny. Of course, this is not going to be shown in the, what do you call it? The IMVU, but we can render that material through here. And you can tell now, by taking the opacity to 40, now you can see through the glasses. And let's go ahead and choose the body frame here. And to do that, select one polygon, hold on shift to select that ring. Hold on control, and then hold on shift again to select the other side. Now you can go ahead and choose these two. And by holding control, again, hold on control once, hold on shift the second time. Okay, it did not go. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna do the arms kind of different color, so I'm gonna have to deselect every one of these kind of manually by holding that control. And let's see. It's still fun to do it manually because you make sure that exact polygon you want is already selected. So hold down control all the time and just keep going. And we got 2 missing here. There we go. I think that's all of the frame. Yeah. We can go ahead and choose another material. We can choose, since it's a Valentine theme, we can go ahead and choose something like red. Let's just go ahead and pull. Okay, that works good. Again, left click while you're selecting these polygons. Left click and drag over these selected polygons and release it. Now you're gonna have an actual look here. For the last, I just wanted to do these as a red color, or probably black. I choose black color here, and I can also do that here as well. which is I had selected this before, but you can always change it. Go ahead and choose a black color and left click and drag over this. Now we no longer need that. If you look at it here, that's how the glasses will look like in IMVU. To have a little bit of look, you can go ahead and turn off edge faces, and you can zoom out a little bit. So that is how the glass is going to be looking. But for now, remember we set the UV map in the first place. Once we have this here, the glasses is selected, and to make sure if it's selected or not, make sure to have edge faces on. But here it is. While the glasses is selected, you're going to go ahead for render, and you can choose render to texture, or you can use the shortcut 0. And let's go ahead and add this in here. But before I do, there's one thing I wanted to make sure. Alright, for me, I have a different render engine, but for you, it should be no problem at all. Okay, it's all good now. Let's go and take this down. While the glass is selected, you're going to go ahead and hit add. It will ask you what elements you need to render. All you got to do for now is complete map. Come down here. You can choose 256 by 256. But since it's just one object, I can go ahead for 512 and 512. And other than that, you don't need to change. So let's go ahead and hit render that. It will ask you that whatever error is here, keep doing it, keep rendering, and this is how it looks like. Look at it this way. If this is going to be a very flat colors, you don't need that in IMVU. Because coloring this in IMVU or either Photoshop, it will be pain. So to do that, let's go ahead and undo that, Control Z. And what I do here is I choose the help of 3ds Max lighting settings. When you go ahead from the modify with the create panel and then choose light and changes from photometric to standard and choose omni. Just go ahead and add one light to the scene. And what we can do, we can go ahead and lift that up. And actually it may not work because for some reason IMVU added some sort of light to the scene that I can't really get off, but we'll try to see how it works. If not, we're gonna have to save the glasses in separate folder, like a clean version of that glasses, just to to bake our texture with lighting. So let's go ahead and select the glasses one more time, hit render, and everything should be the same. So let's go ahead and render out. Yeah, nothing has changed. So to fix that, I want you guys to do is to make sure you select the glasses, right click and hide, and here you can go ahead, let's see, get rid of all that by going up here, left click and drag over the entire model and hit down delete, and let's go ahead and paste or unhide. I'm sure that's, yeah, it's gonna be unhide. And what we can do is right click here, left click and choose save as, and we can give this just a different name. We're gonna call this glasses, and let's go ahead and hit save. And now we can go ahead again reset. It will ask you make sure you not really save and reset to yes. And once that open up, right click again, left click and go ahead and import, and just highlighted that arrow here and go for merge. And let's go ahead to my folder, it's on the desktop, IMVU, and choose glasses. It will ask you to bring glasses. All you do is left click here and hit OK. Okay, so glasses are ready in our scene. Left click and drag over it. And when you come here, choose zoom extent selected. And let's go ahead and do the same thing here. And now you may not really see the colors in our glasses, but let's go ahead first add the lights to our scene. And to do that, we're gonna have to zoom out just to get and hit G on the keyboard so you can see the grid. Let's see if we're Okay, it's way too far. Alright, let's go ahead and add, again, light from the create panel. Light, and choose standard and omni. We're going to left click and drag. Notice here it gives you that dark color that's a shadow from the light. And let's go ahead and pull this a little bit further. You can even tell, if I get a closer look at the glasses, it will give you some sort of lights on the glasses now. If I want to move this, you can tell that there's a light and shadows reflection on the glasses. So I'll go ahead and pull this to the side and just hold on shift and drag to make another copy. We don't have to worry about renaming at this point. And we can just add one more light to have on the front of the glasses. Zoom out and let's hold on shift and drag and let's hold it, okay. Now we have kind of a decent kind of light in all the sides of the glasses. We might be the only thing that we left behind is that kind of sides or the back of the glasses, but we don't need that. So let's go ahead now. For mine, I have to change the render engine. Let's go ahead and do that because I'm sure yours is not going to be any problem. But to make sure, you have to come here which says render setup and common panel at the very end which says assign render. Make sure this default scanline render in all of them. Okay, let's go ahead and select that one more time. Go for render, texture to render, and then everything should be the same like we did. If you don't see it, all you gotta do is select the glasses and have add, which is here on the output. Make sure to add the glasses. This should be appearing here. And 512 by 512 is the same. Let's go ahead and hit render now. The same errors. And now you can tell that there's a, the black color of the glasses not showing at all what we need. And the red, it's still way too bright. Actually, I might want to have to take, let's see, both sides of lighting. I might have to take them out. Let's go ahead and try it again. And see how the results. It is still too much. Maybe the reason why, because I think I have the reflection or the glossiness on that one. Much, no. Okay, let's just try to push our lights a little further so we can have some shadows on it. How about a little bit down? Okay, gives a little bit shadows here and there. Okay, let's get a closer look again at the glasses. I'm going to turn off to get this hand. For some reason, 3ds Max really freezing on me. Zoom extend. Alright, now we can go and try to render that again. It's a little shadow here and there, but because it's not really a high poly glasses, that's why we don't really see that kind of shadow and reflection in there. But that's really fun. We can go ahead and try that one last time to render our map. We'll go ahead and save it. We can left click here just to get the same name. Actually, no, we can go ahead and choose JPEG. Okay. We can call this just map. Let's go ahead and save. Alright, close this now. Let's go ahead and now go back to the female waiting pose. Where we have our glasses. That's the old glasses that we have. So what we can do, let's go ahead and open up this a little and then zoom out. Select that one here and hit delete because we already made our glasses. So go ahead again, import. Just have your mouse over this side here and choose merge and here you can get to the glasses and just select it, hit OK. It will be placed right on the top of that. Now we have, baked the texture. All we have to do now is go ahead and add a new material, which is the material here. We can again go for the renaming. Let's go in here first with the diffuse map first and choose bitmap. And let's go ahead and go up to the desktop, IMVU, and we choose here. Left click and drag on the glasses. You don't yet see it. Go ahead and show shaded material in viewport. And now you go ahead and turn off. You have to rename that first. Go ahead and choose glasses, space, brackets, 20 as a number. Close the brackets. Go ahead, either left click and drag or Control A to select it all. Right click, copy, go up, go to parent, and left click again and paste it. These two names has to be exactly the same. Go ahead and again make sure show shaded material and viewport is highlighted. Now what we have to do left is this. We have the nodes for the accessory here, which is this attachment root and the attachment node. Both of them actually been already by default has been assigned to the head. So let's go ahead and now select your glasses, which is already is here. Go ahead and double SK, skin, add, and we can choose the node, which is attachment node, and make sure if you go out here, zoom out. That's the glasses. Notice here, all these vertices turn red. It means all of them been 100% weighted or skinned to this node here, which is what we needed. If you see any blue around the glasses, you have to fix it by going here, select vertices, left click, to select that one. Oh, I'm sorry, here, and make sure left click. See all of them now turn white. That means you highlighted all of them. And make sure here at the weight properties is set to be 1. Like I said before, 1 equal 100%. Let's go ahead and turn off that. Now while the glasses is selected, you have to go up one more time here and then go ahead and left click and export. Let's go ahead and choose our folder, the IMVU, and we can go ahead for the mesh. We can call this IMVU art glasses. Let's go ahead and save. It will ask you, I have previous skeleton that I worked with, but you have to go manually and choose that. So I'm gonna have to go to the desktop, IMVU, and I have, I think it's female, and this is the skeleton that we need. This is supposed to be come in the same folder, so you don't really have to look around for it, but I have already previous work that I made my different skeleton for. So what you have to do now is hit next, 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 and next. Now let's go ahead and move up to IMVU, and let's go ahead and choose create. And again, we're going to choose drive from new product, female, and we're going to choose accessory. It's going to be the same glasses. And while we're here, you can go ahead and choose add for the mesh. Let's go ahead and choose to our folder, IMVU folder, and then we choose the IMVU glasses. Okay. Why? That's weird. Maybe because that. Nope. There is something went wrong. Let's go ahead and try to see if something here. Because that's supposed to be right on top of the head, which is weird. Okay. So we can go ahead and back in 3ds Max and see what happened. Okay. I might have to go ahead and remove this for a second. I'm glad that happens, so you guys always know how to fix, the problem if it happens. Left click and drag over the attachment root. And know that this is here, the head bone that we need this to be assigned to. So left click in the attachment root and go ahead for align. And go ahead for that bone here. And okay, that's why, because it's not been aligned properly. So here you have to check the Z and X as well as the align for the local axes. Alright, maybe that's why I don't really have the for some reason IMVU did not really do a good job in their default folders. So go ahead and try that again. Go ahead and remove, you have to remove this skin completely and go ahead and add it again. SK, add, and we can choose the attachment node. Everything should be properly weighted because it's just a small object. Let's go ahead and again export it for the same one. And yes, it's gonna be the same. Everything looks the same. Okay. Back into IMVU, add, and we can go ahead and choose the glasses. We're gonna go up. Okay, where is the glasses? IMVU again. Maybe it's in the female. Let's see. No, it's not here. Oh, I'm actually choosing the skeleton. My goodness. Here. It's what I need to choose. It is still not showing. That's supposed to be in the head. Yes. Maybe I have to choose the actual skeleton. Let's go and try that. Again, still not showing properly where my glasses is. Alright, there's one possible way. If you can't really do that, to fix this, all you have to do is to make skeleton from here. Choose the attachment root. Then go ahead and make that skeleton. By going in here, choose skeleton. Go ahead and just call this glasses underscore skeleton. Let's go ahead and save it. It will give you these two nodes. Just say yes. And now we can go ahead and try to do the same thing here with the glasses as a mesh. This time, let's go ahead and choose a mesh. And we can choose the same IMVU glasses. It will pick the last skeleton, so you don't really have to do anything. Yes, and then let's go back in here. Now we can just go ahead and add our own skeleton for the glasses. And let's go ahead and add the IMVU glasses. It's there, but it's not in the proper position. Okay, let's go ahead and try to fix that again. I just don't understand sometimes the way that the plugin works in IMVU and exporting things. It's just broken. And I'm not sure why. Let's go ahead and try that. If you go ahead and choose wireframe and closer look at this. Remember, we already chose the attachment node, which is this. You can always move it up and down. Let's go ahead and choose from the side view. Left click, pull it up, just about this, and go ahead and again choose my attachment root. Left click and export, and go again for skeleton, and just continue with that. Let's move into 3D to IMVU again. Choose the glasses skeleton. Okay, still not showing the actual glasses. Yeah, this is another problem that I might have to stop the video and just try to figure out why. It happens a few times, but just like a rare time. And I'm not sure what makes it really not working, especially with accessories. Glasses in specific, everything's been weighted to the glasses, always problem. get a wireframe, try it out one last time. And what I wanted to do, attachment node, go ahead and try to see if that was aligned properly. It is. And as well as that also aligned properly. It's just funny how sometimes the glasses work just fine. Let's go ahead and remove the skin for one last time and just redo that. Maybe that was the problem. Skin, add. We can try to actually do this the attachment root this time and see how it works. So we're gonna go for the attachment root, left click and export. Go for the skeleton. Everything should be normal, and then do the glasses again as a mesh, and here. Back in IMVU again, and glasses and mesh. Yeah, it's still a problem, so I'm gonna have to pause the video here and see what's wrong with it, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I just finally figured out what was wrong with it. Let's go ahead and hide, left click and hide the face, and left click and right click and hide the face again. Do the same thing with the hair. So when I used to align this to the bone, I used to, when I go for align, I have this in center instead of pivot, and that's what you need to keep in mind. Pivot is where the actual bone axes were moved, so you have to always know it's not going to be in the center of that bone, it's where the axes are. So again, keep Z, Y, and X on all axes, and make sure this is set to be pivot points. Let's go ahead and try that now, and we can go ahead and choose skin, and we can go ahead and choose now node, the attachment node. Right click, unselect it all, and now I can go ahead either do that from here for the attachment root and export it as skeleton. Okay, and check the glasses and export it as a mesh, and we should be good. Actually, did I select mesh? Yeah. Okay. Here. And go for these glasses, skeleton, and then the mesh. Hopefully it's going to be placed right on the face like we wanted it to. There we go. And one last step is to add, for some reason, the texture not really placed, which is, I'm sure we have it done it. Okay. Which is really weird. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. I was going to export that again one last time by going to the mesh, IMVU glasses, it's not really showing. I'm not sure why, but it's not really showing my texture. Again, this is another big problem with IMVU. Things, if it doesn't really show up, all you gotta do is like you make sure this set to be white or blank. Then go ahead and add 20. And let's go ahead and add our glasses again. Now you can tell the texture has been added. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and load up our glasses texture, and here it is. So one last thing, I wanted to make the glasses see-through. To do that, you have to move to Photoshop, which is we're gonna open in seconds. Let's go ahead and choose. Gonna go ahead and open it from here. Gonna go ahead and open our texture. and we will choose, let's see, documents, and we go with a folder, and we're going to open up the texture here. Notice the hearts on that side. We can also go ahead and open our UV map just to help us to figure out where the actual uh, glasses are. Going to paste on top of that and make sure this is set to be something like, let's see, okay, screen will just work fine. While we here, you go ahead and lock this. We don't want to edit anything in this just yet. And here you can go ahead and now select right click, select with this selection, then select in the blank area, and then right click and choose select inverse. And now with that rectangle, choose the subtract. Make sure you subtract everything except the hearts in the bottom. Okay, it looks good. Now we can add a new layer, and here what we have to do is, it depends on how you want the glasses to be. For mine here, I want to be the faded part at the bottom and the one that most invisible part at the top. So to do that, you're gonna go ahead for the gradient tool. Let's go ahead and choose here two colors like white and black, and let's just make sure this is set to be black. And here you're gonna have to do this is hold on shift and drag down just to give you that kind of look, and I want a little more. Notice that white is the most visible and the black is the most invisible, so we have to kind of actually do this upside down. So the black is what gonna be see-through. The white is gonna be like the glasses without that kind of see-through thing. So that looks just about fine here to me. You can go ahead and now try to do, let's see, while you're here, you're gonna go ahead and right click. Make sure it actually come off the selection by clicking outside. Come back in here to this background, which is the default layer for the texture. Hold down Control and U. It will give you the hue and saturation. All you have to do at this point is just make sure this set. Actually, we can do this in the opposite by selecting this. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the locked layer and choose also the add. Select the inside of these glasses, right click, and choose select inverse. It will select everything else except for the outer side. Then come back in here and start to paint white the other part of the glasses. Go and choose the brush, which is going to be here, just a little bigger. Let's go ahead and try to paint over the entire frame. You don't want to get closer to the actual glass because that's going to be, or that's already been done. And let's go ahead and left click here. Actually, right click and then, okay, it's going to turn off that. So now we have this, what we call is the alpha or the transparency map. So let's go ahead and save it, save as. While we here, we can give this as the same name, but we can put like a C, a little more, a, okay, alpha, just save it. And move back to IMVU, add, and we can choose this. But if you apply it, notice what happened. It will just take everything out from the glasses. So to fix that problem, is all you have to do is going to be like using that blend, check that and hit apply. And notice what happened. Now, if you look closely, let me see if I can get that two side textures. Okay, it's not really showing much, but if you look at it here, it'll have some shading here on the top. We can fix that by coming here. Let's go ahead and add, right click here, and we can give this a little more coloring by going, hold on shift and drag. Actually, no, it's going to be the opposite. Actually, it's that right, yeah. So let's go ahead and that is still too much. That looks just right. So I'm going to save that. And JPEG. Let's go come back to IMVU. Try that again. There you go. You can see now it's still showing some parts of the glasses, but it's still, you know, like invisible from some parts. And that's what blending is. And I hope this tutorial, guys, was very helpful. I'm sorry we have come across a few problems, but it's always good to learn in case you come across those same problems and how to fix that. In my next tutorial, we'll begin about either closing or making poses. So you can always leave comments and tell me which one you wanted to see first. And until next time, take care.